No one could have imagined that this seemingly ordinary woman could commit such evil repeatedly. Leonarda Cianciulli, born on November 14, 1893, in Montella, province of Avellino, became a criminal not due to the whims of fate, but because of the dark shade of her childhood. Unhappy memories of her relationship with her mother left a mark on her soul, and even her marriage to Raffaele Pansardi in 1914 did not bring her happiness. Ups and downs accompanied her like an ominous shadow, and the destruction of her home in Lariano after the earthquake in 1930 was just the next chord in the dark symphony of her life. The question of what compelled her to commit sinister crimes leads to the roots of her childhood soul, saturated with pain and secret revenge. The eternal symphony of failures, in which Leonarda was almost the main heroine, left deep scars on her soul. This multifaceted pattern of disappointments and losses shaped a different perspective on the world in her eyes, and now she stands before us as a mysterious figure where the darkness of the past and the unpredictability of the present merge. The woman we see today is the result of a complex interweaving of circumstances far beyond ordinary life. Do you think her torment ended there? Of course not. Moving to the quiet town of Correggio initially seemed like a new beginning for Leonarda and her husband. Here, among peaceful streets and cozy houses, Cianciulli opened her small shop, becoming a beloved figure in this small community. Her reputation as a good, affectionate woman and caring mother quickly spread, and neighbors considered her a sweet and kind neighbor. However, behind this beautiful facade lurked a sinister secret. Leonarda Cianciulli, like an actress playing a role in her own tragedy, continued to weave her dark intrigues in secret from those around her. Everyday life in Correggio seemed like an illusion, hiding unknown aspects of Cianciulli's personality. Behind every pleasant feature in her appearance hid unimaginable losses and secrets. The marriage to Raffaele Pansardi became a kind of curse for Leonarda Cianciulli, opposing her most cherished desires. Under the dome of their family home, the sad moan of unrealized hopes and unresolved fears echoed. She faced heavy losses, encountering the shadow of miscarriages, where 8 out of 10 children left this world without even seeing it. This series of endless losses became an unbearable burden on the woman's shoulders, washing away joy from her eyes and leaving only the shadow of sadness and loss. Leonarda Cianciulli's fate, like wrapped in a mysterious veil of superstitions, began to take shape in her youth. A meeting with a fortune teller became the first step in the mystical journey of her life. The past darkness that enveloped her childhood and intruded into marital life found its continuation in a prophecy, as an omen of misfortune. The fortune teller, like an oracle, uttered words that echoed in her ears. "You will get married, but none of your children will live." Cianciulli also visited a palmist, and he told her, "In your right hand, I see prison. In your left, a psychiatric hospital for criminals." But even after all of this, misfortune did not leave her, and something unexpected happened that no one anticipated. In 1939, she learned that her eldest son, Giuseppe, her most beloved child, was to join the Italian army as part of preparations for World War II. Determined to protect him at any cost, the lady made a fateful decision. But how exactly? Suddenly, Cianciulli decided that achieving her goal required human sacrifices, and she chose 3 of her neighbors as potential victims, ordinary middle-aged women. The most captivating part is that Leonarda, seemingly not even harmless at first glance, took responsibility for this mysterious plan, engaging herself in a dangerous game that no one around her had the slightest idea about. What makes the situation even more mysterious is that Leonarda herself was involved in witchcraft, and these 3 women seemingly turned to her for advice. Some claim they approached Leonarda just as neighbors. Either way, caught in the web of intrigue, Leonarda, a witch at the heart of mystical secrets, began devising a plan of destruction. Here began her bloody story. The first victim in this bloody saga was Faustina Setti, an old maid who innocently sought Cianciulli's help in finding her husband. Leonarda pointed her to the town of Pola, where, she claimed, the perfect bridegroom awaited. However, the price of this knowledge turned out to be extremely high. Leonarda suggested that Setti send messages to her loved ones about the well-being and splendor of the upcoming trip to Pola. On the day of Setti's departure, she visited Cianciulli's house to bid farewell. During this unconscious farewell meeting, Leonarda offered a glass of wine and Faustina, unaware that this innocent drink concealed secret ingredients, intertwining her fate with Leonarda's cunning plans. As a result, Faustina, exposed to Leonarda's treacherous potion, lost consciousness, and Leonarda, like a cold-blooded artist, destroyed the naive woman, sealing her body in the darkness of the wardrobe. But Leonarda did not stop with this cruel act. Her deeds took an even more sinister turn. And what do you think she did with the body next? Her gruesome actions did not end there. She callously dumped the body into a pot, generously adding caustic soda, previously purchased for making soap. But this was not the end of her actions. She mixed the remains with flour, sugar, chocolate, milk, eggs, and margarine. And then, like an evil sorceress, baked tea cakes carrying the secret horror that could not be immediately revealed. She usually treated her guests with these pastries at her home. However, both her son Giuseppe and she herself consumed the miracle cakes. Not content with one victim, Leonarda lured a second victim in another way and treated her even worse. The second victim, Francesca Sovi, fell into Leonarda's trap, enticed by the promise of a new job at a girls' school painted by her. Leonarda skillfully persuaded Sovi to write to friends and family about the upcoming move, detailing every aspect of her future plan. Still ensnared by illusions, Francesca Sovi bid farewell to her past, believing in the enchanting job offer, and like a puppet in Leonarda's hands, drank the mysterious wine. However, fate decided to make its dark corrections, and this time Sovi's repose was interrupted by the blow of an axe. For the last victim, Leonarda decided to punish her in the most cunning way possible and prepared something else for herself. The final victim was Virginia Casciapo, a former opera singer who performed at La Scala Opera House. Cianciulli told her that she had found a job as a secretary for a mysterious impresario in Florence. On September 30, 1940, Casciapo suffered the same fate as her predecessors, Sovi and Seti, but this time Leonarda didn't even let her savor the forbidden wine. Thus began a new act in this dark saga when Virginia Casciapo found herself in the same ominous pot as her unfortunate predecessors. But this time, Leonarda raised the sinister bar, adding a watery note to her evil recipe. With the attention of an alchemist, she seasoned this cocktail with a bottle of cologne, and hours of boiling created something unimaginable, a cream soap full of the secrets of lost lives. This inhuman creation of Leonarda found a new embodiment in vile gifts that she generously gave to her neighbors and acquaintances. According to this psychopath, the pastries became even more delicious, despite their ominous origin. Leonarda's horrific actions would not have stopped, but she overlooked one very important fact, and everything did not go according to her plan. The relative of Casciapo became suspicious about her sudden disappearance. She found out that she was last seen entering Cianciulli's house, and she reported it to the police in Reggio Emilia. Soon, Leonarda was arrested. If you think she felt remorse, you are deeply mistaken. Punishment for Cianciulli turned out to be much more severe and merciless than she ever anticipated. The lady, skilled in the art of cunning malice, quickly confessed to every detail of her macabre deeds. Her fate unfolded as the palmist had predicted: -30 years behind bars and 3 years in a psychiatric hospital for criminals. But even in this unusual twist of fate, a new mystery was hidden. What dark trace did the palmist read in her palm to predict such an unprecedented future? In this horror story, mysteries only deepened, creating a frightening picture of revenge and the predetermined dark path of Cianciulli. The mysterious Leonarda Cianciulli concluded her ominous journey from a cerebral stroke within the walls of the Women's Psychiatric Hospital for Criminals in Pozzuoli. On October 15, 1970, her sinister story found its conclusion, leaving behind only mysterious traces in the memories of those who endured the horror of her deeds.